And now you fast forward to where we are, and I want to show everybody Larry Fink. Larry Fink, head of BlackRock, at Davos this week, had some pretty optimistic things to say. Of course, he's making a killing on Bitcoin with his Bitcoin fund. Let's watch it.
If you're frightened of your debasement of your currency, or you're frightened of your economic or political stability of your country, you could have an internationally based instrument called Bitcoin that will overcome those local fears. And so I'm a big believer in the utilization of that as an instrument. And so if that becomes true, and you see that it could be a proper hedge against maybe hope security or equities. Yeah. The question is, could you see a 2 or 5% allocation? I was with a sovereign wealth fund during this week, and that was the conversation. Should we have a 2% allocation? Should we have a 5% allocation? If everybody adopted that conversation, but it would be 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 per Bitcoin.
But does it also?
I'm not promoting it, by the way. So that is not my promotion. Or
well, look, he's promoting it in one way or another, but that's a pretty optimistic scenario from Larry Fink. But again, he's got IBIT, which is basically an ETF in Bitcoin. I mean, there's a few of them out there. His fees are a little higher than, say, Grayscale, but there's a lot of ETFs now in Bitcoin. You couldn't do this 11 years ago. You had to have a hard wallet, right? Coinbase, yep. I don't think existed 11 years ago when Ross got sent to the slammer for life by the feds. So much has changed, and this adaptation from Wall Street. You know what? A lot of people that are diehard Bitcoin folks, they're like, oh my God, I don't want Wall Street in there. But I'm like, you know what? I like it because it's actually showing this adaptation model, meaning it's here to stay, Rob, and that's important.
Yeah, and maybe let's just take a step back and think about what BlackRock has done. I mean, it's been just about a year actually since these ETFs got approval. IBIT, Larry Fink's ETF, is the largest Bitcoin ETF. I was just checking; it has more than 150 billion of assets. That's a very large fund. Yeah. So even with a 25 basis point, kind of fee, that BlackRock's making a lot of money off that. And by the way, they're just getting started, right? The flows continue to come in. And as the beauty of the asset management industry is, as Bitcoin goes up in value, the fee goes up just on the total value of the assets. So that franchise, that IBIT franchise, just for them is already immensely valuable. I thought it was interesting historically. I've talked about Bitcoin allocations being 1 to 3%. Now it's kind of drifting up to 2 to 5. Maybe the next stop is 3 to 7. Who knows? But no, clearly he is promoting it. He has a lot. It's a major investment for BlackRock, and I think he's actually onto something. It's a supply constrained, decentralized form of money that basically anyone in the world with access to a computer can participate in. And, just to kind of follow through on his math, Bitcoin is a 2 trillion asset class right now, representing something like 0.1% of total global financial assets. So what he's saying is, okay, if everyone increases their allocation, whether it's sovereign funds or governments or private corporations, private individuals, this network's getting monetized and capitalized. And that's how we get to 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, 1 million. And it's all quite realistic.
Yeah, we'll get to this in a little bit, but I think it's important for people to understand, there's a difference between, say, Bitcoin and a meme coin, right? This is the blockchain technology that's so important and part of the future. And there's other versions of this, and we can talk about XRP, which is getting a lot of criticism right now. We can talk about Solana, we can talk about Ethereum, but all of these are the actual technologies and the blockchains themselves, which are very different than, say, some of the memes that get traded on them. And I want to make that sort of point clear, because some people are like, oh, I don't understand this. And then you see these meme coins that are going all over the place. And granted, there's volatility, don't get me wrong, in the crypto blockchains as well, whether it be Solana, whether it be the biggest of them all, Bitcoin or Ethereum, but it's a little different than the memes.